culture is very much a conscious thing to ensure that we have the right environment for our people, to ensure that our customers and clients feel confident that we can deliver or support them in whatever they're doing. So it's both unconscious and conscious the way culture is created. And we have a very unique culture here, which is always what people feel when they come here. It's always quite different. People, when they spend time with us, they just almost want to work with us, want to work for us, because we have such a unique and enjoyable culture. So every company has their own unique culture, and we don't realize how just naturally this is created by the leadership, number one. I actually did a MBA study with a friend a while ago, and he was looking at how the CEOs of companies, how their personalities and their values and their way of living actually creates a culture without them realizing it. But most companies work quite hard to create their own cultures, even though the leadership might be slightly different or slightly not aligned to that. What any small company or beginning company or any company needs to do is, number one, ask themselves, what exactly are our values and what do we hold to be important to us? Then every day, like we do, we meet as a management team and we discuss, well, what can we do to align ourselves to our values? What can we do to build our culture? Do we need to go-karting? Do we need to walk around the lake? Do we need to have a quiz? Do we need to listen to an educational talk? What do we need to do today which will strengthen our culture, enhance our culture, and just leave people with a sense of they're important, they're valued, and they're having fun? So it's to ask those questions every day. It's to be clear about what your values really are and what your culture really is. A lot of companies don't ask that question. What is our culture? The head of our company, Wayne Scholes, his number one priority is let's have fun. And because that's so important to him, we try and do something fun on a regular basis. And so people are happy being here. Very often we might think we know what's going to be good for our company, but we don't. Or we might assume that we know what's going to really be a good activity for this week to enhance our culture, but we might be off slightly. So the tip that doesn't cost anything is communication. Ask your people, speak to them, ask them what they want, ask them what they want more of, ask them what doesn't work. And if you have that two-way communication going on, and you're always getting feedback and you understanding what their needs really are, they will actually, once again, feel valued and trusted. There's a cycle of trust that has four points. The one is communication. The next thing is what are the needs? The third thing is how are we going to help them with those needs? And then the fourth thing is, well, let's do it. And that's a tip that doesn't cost anything. Something that's very unique to us is every Friday we work half day. How wonderful is that? So we start the weekend early, we get to go home to our families and loved ones early. Already that sends a message to your staff that we care about your personal time, we care about your family time, and we know you can get the work done before Friday at 12:30. Everybody can. We don't have to sit and watch our clocks until 5 o'clock or whatever it is. And then every fourth Friday, we don't come to work. Isn't that unique? Or every last Friday of the month, whether it's the fourth or the fifth Friday. So once again, we encourage our people to work really hard, get it all finished in the first 4 days of the week. There's a half day on a Friday to just finish up what you need to finish up. But then again, once a month, you get to spend that time away from work. That's that's something which everybody would love to have, I think, in an organization. The other thing is that we have quite a variety of activities. So, we could play a card game as a company as just a fun, like poker or blackjack, just as a fun activity. Or we could have a serious TED Talk where we're discussing a concept, or we're thinking about integrity, or we're thinking about creativity or something. Or we can just go for a walk around the lake, so just stretching our legs. So there's no discussion, there's no game, we're just doing some exercise. We recently had some where we went to an escape room, and we were in teams, and we had to get out of this room where we were obviously trying to solve clues and all that kind of stuff. So they really vary from just having pizza, doing something physical, doing something intellectual, having some fun, playing a game, playing table tennis, going go-karting, or simply just sending a joke around the office on email. Who's got the best joke today? So it really covers a whole variety of types of activities. We also do something very interesting, as we share holidays. So when South Africa has Mandela Day, America and England get the day off. When America has Independence Day or Thanksgiving, then the other countries get the day off. When England has St. George's Day, the Americans and the South Africans benefit. So we share amongst the offices some of those holidays, which also makes us feel like one big family. We feel unified, and we get a lot of extra time off because of it. We have an overlap every day. The English office, typically has a 2-3 hour overlap with our office. And so we try and make sure we have a lot of telephone calls and emails and communication during that time, because they're 7 hours ahead. So when they're just finishing their day, we're starting our day. The video feed is great. We can always see if Tommy is working, whether he's relaxing at his desk. We can see if Simone is playing table tennis, whether he's working. But also we see who works late. We can see who's doing what, and it's a nice sort of full-time, real-time connection with the other office. I think we're pretty good. It's always going to be a challenge with trying to communicate with offices around the world. South Africa is 9 hours ahead, so by the time we start working, they're heading home. But most of us work 24/7 when it comes to communication. I get emails from people in South Africa, people in England, at any time of the day, and we attend to it. We don't just have a 9 to 5 sort of work time. So that's the other thing, because we play so hard and we have such a relaxed, understanding family culture. We also then give everything we need to give in terms of our spare time. We would take an email and we would answer it, or we'd take a call. So the communication is ongoing, and we don't just cut people off because it's the end of the day. We have a fully stocked kitchen where people can just eat here, have something to drink, they can relax. They don't have to go off site whenever there's lunchtime or tea time or whatever time it is. We have games kind of just randomly spread around the office, like Pac-Man and Xboxes, and people often just, and I've seen Wayne himself, Wayne Scholes, who's the chairman, I've seen him going to the Pac-Man machine and just playing a few games and just taking some time out. So we have a lot here where people can just engage in having a break, in having some fun, and they don't have to get in their car and drive away to do that. A lot of companies, big companies that are very progressive, are doing similar things, where they've got chill rooms and they've got play rooms and they've got all sorts of ways to escape. Well, the clients experience a few things. They see our cohesive family. I think they see it as quite a tangible thing that we all support each other and we work well together. The client then would trust us to be able to deliver. When it's working late hours, we have the loyalty of our people to work late hours. When it comes to reaching deadlines, our people will do whatever it takes to reach the deadlines, because there's a very healthy culture here. In a lot of other companies where there isn't a healthy culture, you'll find a bit of passive aggression, you'll find people resisting work that's been given to them. They might even just push it aside, forget about it. Whereas the client can see that we are committed to delivering because we have a happy culture. Look, every high maintenance, stressful, challenging individual or client is that way because of something that's going on. Something isn't going well for them, something is not working out for them. They might have an agenda that isn't quite aligning with what you are trying to do to help them. And so once again, it's just trying to understand what exactly is making that client so difficult. As a psychologist, it's important to always understand what are you thinking, what are you expecting? Are we not living up to your expectations? Because in any relationship, whether it's personal or with a client, if I don't know what your expectations are and I'm not meeting those, then it's going to fail. So for me, there's no real difficult clients, it's just people that haven't solved their own personal needs or challenges or issues. And once you can get around that, that client becomes less difficult. That client becomes more understanding, and then they know what to expect and you know what they need to keep them happy. Clients always feel when you are a happy company, when you are a committed company, when you are a loyal company, when you can be trusted, when you're honest. The client will always feel that and they will always experience that. When we've had meetings with clients and they see the connection around the table, when they see the banter and the relationships, they feel comforted. They feel, hey, we can trust these guys. They're gonna deliver for us, and we can talk to them about anything because we are very personable. We're very interested in clients' personal lives, how many kids they have, and what do they do on weekends, because that's who we are. And when you have that relationship, then it's a real value in terms of getting repeat business and being trusted as a company offering a service. I think one of the biggest benefits is loyalty. So, you spoke about the employer benefit. So us as a company, if we create the right culture where people feel happy, they feel safe, they feel valued, they feel appreciated, they feel like they're part of a team which helps us succeed, they will always be loyal to that company. They'll always be committed and they'll always give of their best. A lot of people don't like going to work because they don't enjoy the culture. The culture might be one of we just take advantage of your time and your talents, but we don't actually appreciate you. And here at this company, we spend a lot of time helping people feel valued and appreciated. We're always doing fun things. We're always bringing in food. We're always having fun activities. We're always trying to do things that they actually go home and say, hey, that was a good day, that was a fun day. It's showing understanding and showing trust. Too many companies don't trust, and they send that message very clearly. Clock in at this time and we want to see what time you arrived. Clock out at that time and we want to check the records and see what time you're clocking out. Where's the trust in that? Nobody likes to be policed like that. And so because we have a culture of trust, or we're trying to create a culture of trust, we need to then exercise that and live that. So yeah, I think that's why that answers the question, is because we want to be able to have mature, independent, responsible people who can be trusted, and that's the kind of culture we're trying to grow.